Here's part 4 of Weehiya. We're going to continue where we left off and start and finish Once Bush. In Once Bush, now twigs, juts into the plane of a window. Someone cut off all the flowers, leaving sticks in the air. I would have thought this to be wise, except that this is April. Gray shadows interrupt a piercing spring sun. Spiny arms reach out from a hanging plant. Uneven knots combine to hold the pot, attached by rounded hook to roof. Shy little light pokes out of the wall. Its shadow doesn't cause a stir. Once bush, now twigs, solid in its presence, stays. The mangrove blues. The sun sinks. A pumping heron chases dreams into the night, resting momentarily in a life of constant motion. The wind shakes. Trees stretch out, anticipating winter. Orange floods mangroves and the pines. The cold turns. Clouds gather over murky surroundings, drifting slowly inland to dump a fresh new load. The tears run. A skipping child delivers momentary reprieve. Gloom infests the evening of a lonely-hearted man. Two needless chairs expire. Water drops on rust. New color happens. Man-made polyethylene lasts while metal slowly syrups to a puddle on cement. The splashes splash much smaller in the thicker, sadder pool. At the time of April, water, loving self, splashes higher into water. Needles drop on scene, on time, from pines. Dark and bending branches promise further litter. It changes green to tan, then brown amidst the rain. Sand is hardening to become a crystal image. Chipped off paint adds yellow to a widening scope of dismally contradictory experience. From Peering Out Fish Windows, 1988. These were written in Roanoke, Virginia, at Hollins University. Morning farmhouse. This place has contrast, not just the greens either. Fog settles on a backdrop, causing Kentucky blue to melt in behind the bright trees of Virginia. Assorted cows meander into the Tolkien postcard picture, dotting hills with slow sienna. Hearing makes its way past the primal sense. Shapes evolve. Singing birds. Hark, spring. Rain underscores with the power of timpani. The creaking house stirs. Cats claw at what is left of the upholstery. The coolness of the brick shelters wanderers from humanity. White sheep jump the cattle guard to graze on the yard. Love is staccato in the overture of morning. Ode to the Seedless Thompson Grape. Oh, Thompson, you've done it, you devilish man, made concords repulsive, made eating so grand. The sensimilla of fruit I hold in my hand. My thought is to eat it. What a great plan. September reminds me to lay a few in, 10 pounds or so in a Rubbermaid bin. They might last a month, 5 weeks if I'm lucky. By November my tears could turn spring water mucky. Why cry, asks a friend, over some stupid fruit? I'd punch out her eyelids if she weren't so cute. Are you kidding, I shout, have you no compassion? How dare you insult my fruit in this fashion? Next thing you know, she'll attack my banana, or musical taste from Cream to Santana. Back off, little lady, this grape is near perfect. It's better than Brando or raspberry sherbet. Next year I think I'll acquire a freezer and dump this dumb broad just after I squeeze her. Then I'll enjoy grapes through the snow, as old vineyards wither and icicles grow. Barbie Sue. I sit in Barbie house unnoticed, uninvited, a mason jar full to overflowing, crushed ice, an original wild berry flavored cooler. I write as the jar, wrapped in a torn brown once bag, as the felt on the bag, exuding red water-soluble ink. It rains. This disappears before you read it, and I, the lone alumnus in this alumni building, flow onto a white manicured Davenport. Then, as sweat pours down my hot, humid epidermis of glass, I stop enough to gulp myself before the last drop hits the floor. Magnet's Sonnet 1. We sweat together like delicate chocolate. The comfortable wrap of ancient money fails to freshen a purple iris. Would summer boil a luscious petal language? Only in Peru. We conglomerate with threads, forgetting friends. The furniture designer conspired with unknown budding chiropractors. Does singing interrupt suburban plight? Only in Italy. Let my moment whisper through the raw heaves. The guard allows no images of love beyond revolving doors. Demented. Would Sittler score in time to save our fate? Only in Toronto. We conspire against the grind, inspiring unseen art. The joker who still wears hats all year round inspires another line, no hate. Does smelling take the place like food of touch? Only in Peru. We sweat together like delicate chocolate. Would summer boil a luscious petal language? Fishburne is the name of the library at Hollins, and the book was called Peering Out Fish Windows, that I managed to put out while I was in custody there. And this is the poem Peering Out Fish Windows. Just when your life is reduced to a gray squirrel, syncopated, hopping from one nut to another, tail waving on a jolting body, you're trapped behind fish windows. Exactly when the wind stops, when joining trees and bushes in celebration is your natural reaction to the beauty, you can only peer at what is real. When the sun hits, when predatory birds stain cold mountain with dark shadows, you're stuck behind fish windows, in man-made air, on Naugahyde furniture. Just when you could be one with it all, you stop. Unable to fulfill desire, you conjure a scene. It's you throwing stale bread to a squirrel out beyond fish windows. Fish window number 8. Save us, Jimmy B. My life is a trick upon myself. A dead bird fell from the sky. Jimmy B jogged up a hill in yellow, pushed through tree branches, and hugged a girl with a ghetto blaster in her hand. Is this how birds die, I thought, one last fling across the sky, only to drop like a rock into the shade of fish windows? How can Jimmy B jog by and let this type of stuff happen? And one poem from a small tome called More Poems. The poem is Oxford Commons Remain, for Belinda Champeau. 10 years later, it hasn't changed. A few small cafes with hippie sippers. Punks have added youthful spirit, but their unwashed brothers fight for peace, then smash bike riders, not keeping the spirit once conceived. Belinda carries special feelings. Treat her well, but expect great things. Do not let her off so lightly. Keep her moving in the green. Keep her in path, and learn to listen. She is aware her path is clean. Be all you can be, work for peace. But brothers, don't go smashing heads. Sit on cemented blocks, roasted nightly by the city's finest. Blue patrol with walking sticks. Belinda ducks such foolish swings, not smiling. Listen to the drunken minstrel. Laugh when selfish people enter. Gather, but don't stay too long. Grab a hunk of what is needed, then spread the word amongst the young. Knowledge kept